Hello friends. So now I have covered quite a lot of the area of MD University Cultural Studies program. That is from Raymond Williams up to that is the last one was I think Bhaskar Mukhopadhyaya. Yes. So that is you have got Roland Barthes, you have the Gulf War did not take place and so on. And Stuart Hall's two paradigms, structuralism and culturalism. Stuart Hall is a very interesting author to read. Now this is part of the syllabus cultural studies of Calicut University. So Calicut University students who are doing cultural studies in Calicut University, this may be of help to you. If you think that it is a support to you, we can visit my site. My site is here given. This is englishforme.in. Free of cost. There's no amount is charged or nothing of that sort. Understand? Just free, absolutely free. Yes. Then what we find is, I want to tell you the title of that essay is Encoding Decoding. Before that, I will give you an example. You know how to make a cake, isn't it? If you don't know, at least you can imagine wheat flour, then maida and foods, dry foods, ghee, lots of things are there. So that is the raw material of the cake. Now you mix these things and send it for baking to the bakery or baking machine, whatever you call it. You get a finished cake. So that is the encoded stuff. That is meaning encoding, means changing the form of a thing. You get it in a different form. First is the flour and things like that in a basin or something that you mix. That is the raw material. Now, when you encode it, you change the form, you get the cake. That is encoding means changing the form of a thing, stuff. That is, you can apply that to your media message. Media message, there is a bus accident, let's say. An accident, a bus and a car collided. And many people are coming, police coming and taking a disco and they are taking a note of it, and media people come and those things are there. And then bleeding people and the bus driver, probably he may be sitting inside because he cannot come out. You see these things now. This is the raw material. Then the reporter comes and takes the report. He is assisted by cameraman. And they take the photograph of that. And you ask some people who are standing by what's happened, did you see this, etc. See, you are doing a lot of work there. And finally, what you get in the evening, when you watch top 10, the channels will say top 10 at 10, or a top 9 at 9, or top 8 at 8, etc. You will see this in your screen. So that is the encoded thing you see. What you see in the street there is like the cake. This is the raw material. And then what you see on the screen is the encoded message. You understand that? It's a big difference between both this. Because the actual thing happens in a three-dimensional world. Actual thing. And then in the screen, on the screen you see in a two-dimensional plane. So there is bound to be some difference, but still you can understand. Understand? Then what happens is, in this message they use sounds, they use visuals, visual insert they say. Somebody will be speaking in between, you can see that. And even iconic signs you will find. There may be an icon. What is that icon? Two small children carrying say 15 kilos. Their weight is 15 kilos or 15 kilos. They will be carrying a bag of 30 kilos on their shoulders or back. You find two kids like this. That is an iconic sign there. There's a PWD sign or a traffic sign saying that that's a school, so you should go slowly. So these are the things that you see. You see oral, there's an oral presentation, there is a visual presentation. In the visual you will also see this. So that is encoded message. A media message encoded like that. Like think of the cake and think of the flour and raw materials and the cake. What you see on the rod is the raw material. What you see on the screen is the encoded stuff. Understand? Then decoding. Just want to tell you what is this decoding. You know it, but once again explain it. So forgive me if you already know this. Then decoding. Take the case of cake. The cake is sent to somebody or given, and then he cuts it and then he eats it. he unpacks the cake first. Then he cuts it. Carrot cake. There are 1,000 varieties of cake now. So he cuts it and eats it. And the final decoding happens in the inferno of his stomach, isn't it? In the inferno of his stomach, the final decoding takes place. Then what does that mean? Dismantling the structure. First is you are encoding it, then you are decoding it, means dismantling the structure. So when you see this, the story on the screen, you try to you watch it, and then you try to make your own conclusions, or you try to read it. You can say put it like that, or you try to respond to it, or you see it. So and then seeing and receiving it. Receiving means you make out some meanings out of that. Many people will have many meanings. If it's a luxury car, people sometimes will think that that is because of he was an arrogant person, that's why it happened. Or when you find that the bus is full, overloaded, the reason is overloading your buses, you will say. Isn't it? Suppose there is a training, you cannot see the other side of it. See, this is because it was a terrible training. Or you say because the floods, the roads are damaged, and it's because of the floods. Yes. Like that, you have got many opinions. So when you dismantle it, when you decode it, you will react to that. Understand? That is finally what is meant by encoding and decoding of a televisual message, a media message, televisual messages, televisual. So this is about that televisual message or media message. So this is about that Stuart Hall is writing. So I hope you understand this. What is encoding and decoding? Every day you are doing this. White cake, think of a chapati. You are encoding it, then you are taking it, sending it to somebody, means maybe you yourself, and decoding it. Decoding means you are eating it, isn't it? That is. So, or think of, if there is a charge, there should be a discharge. If there is a charge, you are charging your mobile battery. After some time, it will be discharged. So encoding is like a charge, and decoding is like a discharge. This is what we must say, a law of nature. Anything encoded will be discharged. That is just to make you understand what is meant by encoding and what is meant by decoding. Or in the media situation, you can say encoding means writing a story or making a message out of some raw material, some events, incidents that happens. And decoding means reading it and trying to understand and making meaning of that, out of that. That is it. But what happened is such things existed even before Hall thought of this. So then what is the contribution made by Hall, Stuart Hall? a great cultural studies scholar who was the director of Birmingham University's CCCS, that is a Center for Contemporary Cultural Studies. He was director for a long period of time, interested very much in culture and cultural studies. I think that you are already doing one of in Calcutta University also you are doing this now. Short towards two paradigms, structuralism and culturalism. I have given 11 lectures on that. I don't know whether you like it or whether you have seen it. If you have not seen it, you must visit my site. Again, free of cost, 11 lectures, starting with what is refounding of cultural studies and so on, up to the last, that is, theirs is the names of the game. That is the last sentence ends like this: theirs is the names of the game. Game means cultural studies. What is structuralism and culturalism and structuralism? In culturalism, he speaks about the attitude of Raymond Williams, Richard Hogarth, and E.P. Thompson. Structuralists, the stalwarts of structuralism, that is Louis Althusser, and there is a structuralist. There is another person that is structuralism. I just forgot his name. I think you know that structuralist is. Just I forget his name. Mystic. Say that I have given a lecture on him, but I just timing I forget. Don't worry. Excuse me. Okay. So that is not our subject here. So still I am supposed to remember that television message. It was there. That model was something like this. Sender, Levi-Strauss. Yes. Levi-Strauss. That is this name. That is Levi-Strauss and Louis Althusser. So they are the two structuralists. Levi-Strauss. Sorry. 1 second, I forgot his name. His name should not be forgotten like that. It's a very important person in structuralism. Yeah. So that is sender, message, and the receiver. This was the paradigm already existing paradigm of media message. This text is, of course, I should say, not only myself, but people say that it is the foundational text in media studies. It's a canonical text in media studies. Foundational text, canonical text. So the existing model he rejected. Always like that, no? People become famous by rejecting the existing man, saying no to the existing man, isn't it? Protestantism here like that, no? Yes. Then Martin Luther King rejected the existing, so not Martin Luther King, Martin Luther. He rejected the existing one. So rejection is one way of starting something new. Alright. So here, sender, message, and the receiver. This was the one. This is rejected for the reasons. One is it is linear. And the receiver is passive in this. There is no importance for the receiver. Passive. Sender. How does he send? That is not mentioned. So it's incomplete. It is a linear model. One comes after the other. And also it is in this model the receiver is very passive. The audience and the members of the audience, they are passive. Sender, that's all. A receiver, that's all. So that this is a very what we must say is this is a very or we can say not dynamic. A kind of we find that it is there's no life in it. That's why he rejected that. Then what is his model? He suggested a new model. It's not rejection alone. if you just reject something for the sake of rejection, nobody is going to bother about it. But on the other hand, if you say you reject something and at the same time you substitute it by something else, that will be, people will take it as serious. So this is the thing. Now what is the new model that is suggested? What are the features of that model? Why is it a canonical text and why is it a foundational text? That's what we are going to see in this essay. Okay. Or in this essay now, what I am going to tell you. Now the suggested model, he says, it is a complex structure. Complex structure. Understand? Complex structure. Produced and sustained. A complex structure is produced and sustained. This complex studies as certain moments of dominance, he says. Then finally he says, what is that? It is, says, you have got the moments are produced. You have to produce, then the next one is circulate, and the next stage is you have a distribution, or you can say consumption, and the next stage is, or together you can say distribution and consumption, you can say use, and finally you have got produce, that is encode, circulate, produce or encode, you can say, or I use this word encode, and decode. This is the model suggested by Hall. You have to encode, then you have to circulate, that is circulated, distribution, consumption, that is use, and then you decode it. This is the model. And what is so peculiar about this model? This is complex structure. That is first point note about complex structure. And second is these stages, different stages. Encoding is a stage, circulation is another stage, distribution consumption is another stage, use is another stage. They are in syntagmatic relation. Syntagmatic relation means horizontal relation. Like for example, you can say the compartments of a train are in syntagmatic relation. Compartments. The other relation, paradigmatic. That is, the example is I, me, mine, me. So these are in vertical relation, or they are related words. The words are related, so you call them paradigmatic relation. Paradigm, this is a paradigm. All the pronouns are in paradigmatic relation, or they are paradigms. He, his, himself, here you have one more, myself, and so on. This is paradigm. Syntagmatic relation means horizontal relation, horizontal. In the say, for example, like the relationship words in a sentence, that is the thing. He eats rice. These are in syntagmatic relation. And rice, wheat, fruit, then chapati, cake. These are in syntagmatic relation, means possessional. You can, he eats rice, okay, he eats wheat, okay, he eats fruit, okay, he eats chapati, okay, he eats cake, okay. So you can substitute one by the other. Here it is a relationship. Here it is a relation of substitution. And like that also, he, she, it, Ashok, Guptaji, Maharani, Maharaja, like that. They are in syntagmatic relation, positional relation. So, like that is, or the simplest example I already gave you. This is from, the example is from syntax, sentence. The simplest example which one I am going to the compartments of a train. They are in syntagmatic relation, isn't it? And the peculiarity about this is not only that, these stages are in, first it's a complex structure. Secondly, these stages, you have got 4 stages here. Encoding, the circulation, distribute or consumption, or you use, then decoding. So 4. These stages are in syntagmatic relation. The third point, notice, each one is relatively autonomous. Each stage is relatively autonomous. Relatively autonomous. Like the train compartments. The compartments are relatively autonomous. Isn't it? In itself, each compartment is autonomous. But yet there is a relationship. Like that. This is an example, but still I hope you understand. And they are relatively autonomous, but they are related in that sense. Comparative, relatively autonomous, somewhat autonomous, but there is a relationship. Understand? And at the same time, you can see each stage is a determinate moment. 5. Determinate. Determinate. Now, determinate. If you know this, if you remember structuralism and culturalism, one of the advantages of structuralism according to Hall is determinate conditions. Determinate conditions. Structuralism has determinate conditions. That means fixed, the conditions are fixed. But here, determinate means not that it is fixed. That's what I think. If you have got any other thinking, you can share with me. That means each stage is, the stage 2 is determined by stage 1. Like that. Stage 2 is, or stage 1 determines stage 2, stage 2 determines stage 3, stage 3 determines stage 4. That means at any stage there can be a block. That's it. After encoding, you are not circulating. So it's all. After circulating, you are not using. That's all. The circuit is not complete. The circuit of message transmission is not complete. Or you see it, but you don't react. If no meaning is received, no action takes place. So why are you encoding and sending and all these things, your circulation and all these things? There should be some social action. So if no meaning is received, no action takes place, no social action. So it's a chain, so it is. Intimately, the circuit to complete. There was a belief, earlier days, you have seen that earlier model, linear model. Transmission is communication. You send, then communication. In the classroom also is like that. Once upon a time, teachers thought that just speak something and go, it is done. The transmission is communication. No. Today, classroom communication means what? That is to make things common. To communicate means to make things common. What I know, when I go out of the class, it should be your property also. I came with something and that I gave it to you. And if you have received it, in that case, classroom communication, that circuit is complete. Otherwise it is not. So determinate moment here means, because he has used determinate in that essay. That's why I thought of comparing these two. Here it means one is influenced by the other. Understand? Anywhere you can have a block. Block means the circuit will remain incomplete. Understand? So for the time being, I will stop here today. I think I have given you enough food for thought. Who Stuart Hall's position, Stuart Hall's and media studies. How important is this essay? Because it is canonical or foundational, we can say. And Stuart Hall rejected the earlier model because it was transmission is communication. A simple thing, linear model. A passive audience. Stuart Hall substituted the old one by a new one, a new chain, you can say, circuit. It has got 4 stages, and each stage is dynamic, each stage is independent, each stage is related, each stage is autonomous and independent the same. Each stage determines the other stage. Only if all the 4 stages and it ends up in social action, you can say the circuit is complete. And then we will say what are the blocks. Next class. What are the blocks? Why don't people react? What are the different ways of encoding and so on? And what are the different ways of decoding also? And how at each stage, what are the forces that are at play at each stage? So this is the content of the lesson, I think. If you have got anything else to say, very good, you can share with me, you can, my email, you can send your opinions and your ideas to me, most welcome. And I will also change it accordingly. Okay? So till then, bye.